stands it safe with us to let his madness rage. Therefore,
my lord, go into his mother's closet. Behind the arras I'll convey myself to hear the process. Our warrant shall tax him home. Fare you well, my lord. I'll call upon you ere you go to bed and tell you what I know.
Thanks, dear my lord. Oh, my offence is rank. It smells to heaven. It has the primal eldest curse upon it. The brother's murder. Pray can I not? Though inclination be as sharp as will, my stronger guilt defeats my strong intent, and like a man to double business bound, I stand in pause, where I should first begin, and both neglect. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself, brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Whereto serves mercy, but to confront the visage of offence, and what's in prayer but this twofold force to be forestalled ere we come to fall, or pardoned being down. Then I'll look up. My fault is past. Oh, what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder. That cannot be, since I am still possessed of those effects for which I did the murder. My crown, my own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned, retain the offence. The corrupted currents of this world, offence's gilded hand may shove by justice, and oft 'tis seen the wicked prize itself buys out the law. But 'tis not so above. There is no shuffling. There the action lies in his true nature, and we ourselves compelled, even to the teeth and forehead of our faults, to give in evidence. What then? What rests? Try what repentance can. What can it not? But what can it when one cannot repent? Oh, wretched state! Oh, bosom black as death! Oh, limed soul that, struggling to be free, are more engaged. Help! Angels! Make a say. Bow. Stubborn head. And heart with strings born babe. All may be well. Now he's praying. And now I'll do it! And so he goes to heaven. And so am I revenged. That would be scandal. A villain kills my father. And for that, I, his foul son, to this same villain sent to heaven? This is hire and salary, not revenge. He took my father grossly, full of bread, with all his crimes brought blown as fresh as May. And how his audit stands, who knows? Save heaven. In our circumstance and course of thought, 'tis heavy with him. Am I then revenged to take him in the purging of his soul when he is fit and seasoned for his passage? No. Absurd. I know thou art more horrid hent when he is drunk and asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasures of his bed at gaming, swearing, or about some act that has no relish or salvation in it. Then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as black and damned as hell where to it goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days. My words fly up. My thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
He will come straight. Look you not wounded him that his pranks have been too broad to bear with, and that your grace hath screened and stood with much heat than him. I'll silence me e'en here. Pray you, be round with him.
Mother, mother, mother!
No, Chief, fear me not. Withdraw.
Come now, mother. What's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
How now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgotten?
No. By the ruth, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and, would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay then, I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come, come, and sit you down. You shall not budge. You move not till I set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help! Help!
What ho? Help! Help!
Help! For a ducat dead!
What hast thou done? What a rash and bloody deed is this!
A bloody deed. bad, good mother, as Killer King can marry with his brother.
As Killer King!
My lady, 'twas my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool, farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou findest me too busy in some danger. Oh, leave wringing of your hands, peace, and sit you down. And let me wring your heart, for so I shall if it be made of penetrable stuff, if damned custom has not brassed it so that it is proof and bulwark against sense.
What have I done, that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such wrack as blurs the blush and grace of modesty. Calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love, and sets a blister there. Makes marriage vows as false as dice as a double. Such an act is from the body of contraction, plugs the very soul, and sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words. Heaven's face doth glow, yea, this solidity and compound mass which Tristram visions against the doom is thought sick at the act.
I mean, what act that roars so loud and thunders in the index?
On this picture, and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See, what a grace was seated on this brow. Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself, an eye like Mars that threaten and command. This was your husband! Look you now, what follows? Here is your husband, like a mildewed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Could you on this fair mountain leave to feed and batten on this moor? Have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday of the blood, it's tame, it's humble, it waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? What devil was it that thus cozened you and hoodman blind? Oh, shame! Where is thy blood?
Oh, Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turnest my eyes into my very soul. And there, I see such black and grinning spots as will not leave their tint.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty
Oh,
sty.
speak no more! These words like daggers enter in my ears. No more, sweet
A
Hamlet!
murderer and a villain, a slave that is not 20th part tithe of your preceding lord, a vice of kings, a cut purse of the empire and a rule that from a shelf, a precious diadem stolen, put it in his pocket.
No more!
A king of shreds and patches! Oh, save me. Oh, and hold on only with your wings, you heavenly gods. What would you, gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad.
Do not come, tardy son to chide, but lacked in time and passion, let's go by the important acting of your dread command.
Do not forget! This visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is it with you? That you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal air do hold discourse. Falls that your eyes, your spirits wildly peep, and as the sleeping soldiers in the alarm, your bedded hair like lively excrements start up and stand on end. Oh, gentle son, upon the heat and flame of thy distemper, sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
On him, look you how pale he
To
glares.
who do you speak this?
Do you see nothing there?
No, nothing. Yet all that is, I see.
Would you nothing here?
No, nothing but ourselves.
Look you there. Look. How it steals away. My father! In his hammock as he lived!
This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation, ecstasy, is very cunning.
Ecstasy. My pulse, as yours, doth temporarily keep time and makes us healthful music. It is not madness. Repent what's past. Avoid what is to come. And do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them rankler.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Oh. Throw away the worser part of it and live the purer with the other half.
What shall I do?
Not this. By no means did I bid you do. Let the bloat king tempt you again to bed. Pinch one tip on your cheek, call you his mouse, and for a pair of reachy kisses or paddling in your neck with his damned fingers made you to rabble all this matter out, and I am essentially not in madness, but mad and craft.
Be thou sure, if words be made of breath, and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me.
Good night. But go not to my uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not. I won't destroy him. I will answer well the death I gave him. So again, good night. I must be cruel, only to be kind. Thus bad begins and worse remains behind. Good night, mother.
There's matter in these sighs, these profound heaves. We must interpret. 'Tis fit we understand them. Where is your son?
Oh, my lord. What have I seen tonight?
What, Gertrude? How does Hamlet?
Mad! As the seas and wind, when both contend which is the mightier. In his lawless fit, behind the Arabs hearing something stir, he whips his blade out and cries, "A rat! A rat!" And in his brainish apprehension, kills the unseen good old man.
Oh, heavy deed. It happened so with us. Had we been there? His liberty is full of threats to all, to you yourself, to us,
No,
to everyone. Alas, how will this bloody deed be answered? It will be laid to us, whose providence should have kept short, restrained, and out of haunt this mad young man. So much was our love. We would not understand what was most fit, but like the owners of a foul disease, to keep it from divulging, let it feed, even on the pith of life. Where has he gone?
to draw apart the body he hath killed. O'er whom his very madness, like an ore among a metal of mineral space, shows itself pure. He weeps for what is done.
Gertrude, come away. The sun no sooner shall the mountains touch, but we will ship him hence. And this vile deed, we must with all our majesty and skill both countenance and excuse. Come, Gertrude. Call up our wisest friends and let them know both what we need to do and what sometime we done. Oh, come away. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
Hamlet! Hamlet! Lord Hamlet!
What have you done, my lord, with the dead body?
Compounded it to dust, returned his kin.
Tell us where it is, that we may take it thence and bear it to the chapel.
Do not believe it.
Believe what?
I can keep your counsel and not mine own. Besides, to be demanded of a sponge, the replication should be made by the son of a king.
Take you me for a sponge, my lord.
Aye, sir. It soaks up the king's countenance, his authorities, his rewards, but such officers do the king best service in the end. He keeps them, like an ape an apple, in the corner of his jaw, first mouth, last to be swallowed. When he wants what you have gleaned, it is but squeezing you and, sponge, you are dry again.
I understand you not, my lord.
Glad of it. A knavish speech sleeps in a foolish ear.
My lord, you must tell us where the body is and go with us to the king.
The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing.
A thing, my lord.
Of nothing. Bring him to me.
Where he hath bestowed the dead body, my lord, we cannot get from him.
Where is he? Now, Hamlet, where is Polonius?
At supper.
At supper. Where?
Not where he eats. Where he is eaten. A second convocation of worms are eating at him. Well, your worms are only emperor for diet. We fat all creatures else, to fat us, we fat ourselves for worms. Your fat king and your lean beggar is but variable service. 2 dishes, but at 1 table. That's the end.
What dost thou mean by this?
Nothing. Let me show you how a king may go a progress with the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven. I'll send hither to see. If your messengers find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But if you find him not within this month, you shall nose him as you go up the stairs into the lobby.
Go, seek him there.
And he will stay till ye come.
Hamlet, this deed of thine, for thine especial safety, which we do tender as we dearly grieve for that which thou hast done, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore prepare thyself. The bark is ready, and the wind at help, the associates tend, and everything is bent for England.
For England?
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
So is it, if thou knewest our purposes.
I see a cherub that sees them. But come, for England. Farewell, dear mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh, and so my mother. Farewell, for England!
Follow him at foot. Tempt him with speed abroad, delay it not, I'll have him hence tonight. Away! For everything is sealed and done that else leads on the affair. And England, if my love thou hold'st aught, as my great power thereof should give thee sense, pay homage to us. Thou mayst not coldly set our sovereign process, which imports at full thy letters conjuring to that effect the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England. For like the hectic in my blood he rages, and you must cure me. Until I know 'tis done, howe'er my haps, my joys were never begun.
Will not speak with her. She is importunate, indeed distract. Mood will need to be pitied. What would she have? She speaks much of her father. Says there's tricks in the world and hems and beats her heart. Spurns enviously at straws. Speaks things in doubt which are but half said. Her speech is nothing. 'Twere good she was spoken with, for she may strew dangerous conjectures and ill-breeding minds. Let her come in. To my sick soul, the sin's true nature is. Which joy seems prologue to some great amiss. So full of artless jealousy is guilt. It spills itself in fear into despair.
Where is that beauteous majesty of Denmark?
How now, Ophelia?
How should I my true love know from another one? By his cockle hat and staff and his sandals shone.
Alas, sweet lady.
Say you? Nay, pray you mark. He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. At his head a grass-green turf, at his heels a stone.
Nay, but be.
Pray you mark. White his shroud is the mountain snow, all lauded with sweet flowers, which bewet to the grave did go with true lovers' showers, with true lovers' showers.
How do you, pretty lady?
Well, God yield you. They say the owl was a baker's daughter. Lord, we know what we are, but we know not what we may be. God, get the table.
Seats above her father.
Pray! Let's have no words on this. But when they ask you what it means, say you this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's, all in the morning betime, and I am made at your window to be your Valentine. Then up he rose and ducked his clothes into the chamber door. Let in a maid, that out a maid, never departed more.
Pretty Ophelia.
Indeed. Young men will do it if they come to it. By cock, they are to blame. Quoth she, before you tumbled me, you promised me to wed. So would I have done by yonder sun, if thou had not come to my bed.
Oh, she did not.
I hope all will be well. We must be patient. But I cannot choose but weep to think they shall lay him in the cold ground, my brother shall know it. And so, I thank you for your sweet counsel. Come, my coach! Good night, lady. Good night, sweet lady. Good night. Good night.
This is the poison of deep grief. It springs all from her father's death. Gertrude, Gertrude. When sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalion. First her father slain, next your son gone, and he most violent author of his own just removed. People muddied, thick and unwholesome in their thoughts and whispers for good Polonia's death, and we have done but greenly in hugger-mugger to intern. Poor Ophelia, divided from herself and her fair judgment, without which we are pictures or mere beasts. Last, and as much containing as all these, her brother is in secret come from France, feeds on this wonder, keeps himself in cloud, and wants not buzzers to infect his ears with pestilent speeches of his father's death, wherein necessity of matter begged, will nothing stick out persons to arraign in ear and ear. My dear Gertrude, this, like to a murdering piece in many places, gives me superfluous death.
Lad, what noise is this?
Where are my Switzers? Let them guard the door!
Save yourself, my lord! The young Laertes in a riot is who obeys your officers. The rabble call him lord, they cry, choose we, Laertes shall be king. Caps, hands, and tongues applaud it to the clouds. Laertes shall be king. Laertes, king.
How cheerfully on the false trail they cry. Oh, this is counter, you false Danish dogs!
Doors are broken.
Where is the king? Oh, thou vile king, give me my father!
Call me good Laertes.
That drop of blood that's calm proclaims me bastard! Christ cuckold to my father, brands the harlot even here between the chaste, unsmirched brow of my true mother!
What is the cause, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like? Let him go, Gertrude. Do not fear our person. Lest such divinity doth hedge a king that treason can but peep to what it would, acts little of his will. Tell me, Laertes, why thou art thus incensed. Let him go, Gertrude. Speak, man.
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by him.
Let him demand his fill.
Well, how came he dead? I'll not be juggled with! Oh, to hell, allegiance! Vows to the blackest devil! Conscience and grace to the profoundest pit! I dare damnation. To this point I stand, that both faults I give to negligence. Let come what comes, only I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father!
Shall stay you!
My will, not all the world.
Laertes, if you desire to know the certainty of your dear father's death, it's written your revenge that sweepstake you will draw both friend and foe, winner and loser.
None but his enemies.
Will you know them then?
To his good friends thus wide I'll open my arms, and like the kind life-rendering pelican replace them with my blood.
Now you speak like a good child and a true gentleman. I am guiltless in your father's death, and am most sensible in grief for it. It shall as level to your judgment pierce as day does to your eye.
What noise is this?
Oh, heat, dry up my brain. Tears 7 times salt burn out the sense and virtue of my mind.
By heaven, my madness shall be paid in weight to the scale turns the beam. Merciful name. Dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia, suitable, a young mate's which should be as mortal as an old man's love.
With and bare-faced on the bed, there you are, my love. And on this grave, rain many a day. There you are, my love.
Had thou thy wits and did persuade revenge, it could not move thus.
You must sing it how I did. You must sing it down. Oh, the wheel, the fateful wheel, how it comes around, how it comes around.
There's nothing more than that.
There's rosemary. That's for remembrance. Bring you love. Remember. And there's pansies. That's for thoughts.
The document in madness, thoughts and remembrance fitted.
There's fennel for you. And comb. There's room. Dear song for me. We can call it Harbour Grace of Sundays. Oh, you must wear your room with a difference. There's a daisy. I would have some violets, but they withered all when my father died. They say you need a good end. And will he not come again? No, he is dead. He will never come again. Gone to his deathbed. White his bed as white as snow. All black and was his born. He is gone. Away we move. Mercy on his soul. God, mercy on his soul. And for all you Christian souls. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Do you see this? Laertes, I must commune with your grief, or you deny me right. Go thus apart. Make choice of whom your wisest friends you will, and they shall hear and judge twixt you and me. If by direct or by collateral hand they find us touched, who will our kingdom give? Our crown, our life, and all that we call ours to you in satisfaction. But if not, be you content to lend your patience to us, and we will jointly labour with your soul to give it due content.
Let it be so. His means of death is obscure burial. No trophy sought, nor hatchment his bones, nor right nor formal ostentation. Cry to be heard as 'twere from heaven to earth, that I must call into question.
So you shall.
where the offence is. Let the great axe fall. I pray you go with me.
Whose powers are these?
They are of Norway, sir.
Well, who commands them?
The nephew to the old Norway, Morton Grass. They're going to gain a little patch of land to tackle it no profit will make. To pay 5 ducats. 5 I would not find. All that it yields is Norway on the pole. Right to reach it be sold in the field.
And the Polak never will defend it.
It is already garrisoned. Will it please you go, my lord?
I'll be with you straight. Now go a little before. How all occasions to inform against me and spur my dull revenge! What is a man if his chief good and market of his time be but to sleep and feed? A beast, no more. Now, whether it be bestial oblivion or some craven scruple of thinking too precisely on the event, a thought which quartered with 1 part wisdom and ever 3 parts capital. I do not know why yet I live to say these things to do. Sith, I have cause and will and strength and means to do it. Examples gross as earth exhort me. Witness this army of such mass and charge, led by a delicate and tender prince whose spirit, with divine ambition puffed, makes mouths at the invisible event, exposing what is mortal and unsure to all that fortune, death, and danger dare, even for an eggshell. Rightly to be great is not to stir without great argument, but greatly to find quarrel in a straw when honour's at the stake. How stand I then? That our father killed, a mother stained, excitement of my reason and my blood, and let all sleep while, to my shame, I witnessed the imminent death of 20,000 men. But for a fantasy and trick of fame go to their graves like beds, fight for a plot whereon the number cannot try the cause, which is not tomb enough and continent to hide the slain. Oh! From this moment forth, my thoughts be bloody or be nothing worth.
Now must your conscience my acquittal seal, and you must put me in your heart for friends, if you have heard, and with a knowing ear, that he which hath your noble father slain pursued my life.
It well appears, but tell me why you proceeded not against these feats so crimeful and so capital in nature.
The Queen, his mother, lives almost by his will, and for myself, my virtue or my plague, be it either which, she's so conjunctive to my life and soul that as the star moves not but in this sphere, I could not put by her. The other motive, why to a public account I may not go, is the great love the general gender bear him, who, dipping all his faults in their affection, would, like the spring that turneth wood to stone, convert his gyves to graces, so that my arrows, too slightly timbered for so loud a wind, would have reverted to my bow again, and not where I had aimed them.
And so I have a noble father lost, a sister driven into desperate terms whose worth praises me with the battle game.
to challenge her on mount of all the age for her perfections. But my revenge will come.
Laertes, was your father dear to you? Or are you like the painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
I'll ask you this.
Hamlet comes back. What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son in deeds more than in words?
To cut his throat in a church.
No place indeed should murder sanctuaries, revenge should know no bounds.
It warms the very sickness in my heart that I shall live to tell him to his teeth, thus diest thou.
Will you be ruled by me?
If so, you'll not rule me to a peace.
To thine own peace. Your father made confession of you, and gave you such a masterly report for art and exercise in your defence, and for your rapier most especially, that he cried out 'twould be a sight indeed if one could match it.
After this, my lord.
Hamlet returned, shall know you are come home. You'll put on those who will praise your excellence, and put a double varnish on the fame your father gave you, bring you in fine together, and wager on your head. He being remiss, most generous and free of all contriving, will not peruse the foil, so that with ease, or with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited, and in a pass of practice, requite me for your father.
I will do it. And for this purpose, I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction of a mountain axe so mortal that but dip a knife in it, where it draws blood, no cataplasm so rare, collected from all simples that have virtue under the moon, can save the thing from death.
Let's further think of this if this should fail. As make your bouts more violent to that end, and that he calls for drink, I'll have prepared a chalice for the nonce, whereon with sipping, if he by chance is still your venom stuck, our purpose may hold him. How now, sweet queen?
One word doth tread upon another's heel, so fast thou follow. Your sisters drowned.
Where?
There is a willow, grows aslant a brook, that shows his hoar leaves in the glassy stream. There, with fantastic vines to chicken, crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples, that liberal shepherds give a grosser name, but our cold names do. Dead men's fingers call them. There, on the pendant boughs, a coronet weeds, clambering to hang, an envious sliver broke. When down, the weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide, and mermaid-like a while they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old tunes, as one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and endued unto that element. But long it could not be, till that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lay to muddy death.
Glass. He's drowned.
Drowned. Drowned.
Too much of water hast thou poor feeder. Therefore I forget my tears. But yet it is our trick. Nature her custom holds. The chain so it will. When these are gone, the woman shall be out. And you, my lord, I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze. That is folly doubts it.
Let's follow Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now this I fear will give it start again.
In Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation?
Aye, I tell thee she is. Therefore, make her grave straight. The coroner has sat on her and invited a Christian burial.
How can that be? Unless she drowned herself in her own defence.
Why, sounds so.
Must be safe then, though, huh?
Cannot be else.
Realise the point. If I drown myself, wittingly, it argues an act. An act have three branches. It is to act, to do, and to perform. Argle, she drowned herself wittingly. Give me leave. Here lies the water. Good. Here stands the man. Good. Now, if the man go to the water and drown himself, it is willy-nilly he goes. Mark your that. But if the water come to him and drown him, he drowns not himself. Argle, he that is not guilty of his own death, shortens not his own life.
Is this law?
Aye, marriest. Crowner's quest law. Come, my spade. There are no ancient gentlemen, but gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers. They hold up Adam's profession.
Was he a gentleman?
He was the first that ever bore arms.
Why, he had none.
What? A heathen. How dost thou understand the scripture? Scripture says Adam digged. But he digged without arms. I'll put another question to thee, If thou answerest me not to the purpose, confess thyself. What is he that builds stronger than either the mason, the shipwright, or the captain?
The gallows maker. That 1,000 times.
Oh, I like that Whitwell in good faith. The gallows does well. But how does it well? It does well to those that do ill. Now thou dost still to say the gallows is built stronger than the church. Argle, the gallows may do well to thee. To it again, come.
Who was stronger than a mason, a shipwright, and a carpenter?
Aye, tell me that and unyoke.
Marry! Now I can tell!
To it.
Master!
Oh, cudgel that brains no more about it. We got the last will defend his pace with beating. When you're asked this question next, say, a grave maker. The houses he makes, that's still doomsday. Go, get these home, fetch me a stub of liquor. You planted love, Miss Joseph is very sweet. The contractor, the time from the hub. Oh, methought there was nothing me.
This fellow has no feeling of his business and he sings a break.
Custom have made it into a property of easiness.
But age with his stealing steps caught me in his clutch and shipped me into the land as if I had never been sold.
The skull had a tongue that could sing once. When they jounced into the ground, it became his jawbone for the first murder. It might be the pate of a politician which this ass now reaches, might it not?
Right, my lord.
A pickaxe and a spade for under shrouding sheet. A bit of clay for to be made, for such a guest is made.
Whose grave's this, sirrah?
Mine, sir. Oh, a bit of clay for to be made, for such a guest is made.
I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in.
You lie out once, sir, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in't, and yet it is mine.
Well, thou dost lie in it, to be in't and to say it is thine. It's for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie, sir. Ah, 'twere the way again, from me to you.
What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
And what woman then?
For none neither.
And who's to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul. She's dead.
How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Of all the days of the year, I came to it that day I last came Hamlet, or came Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
Don't you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day that young Hamlet was born, he that was mad, and sent him to England.
Mary. Why was he sent him to England?
Why? Because he was mad! He shall recover his wits there, or if he do not, 'tis no great matter there.
Why?
'Twill not be seen in him. There, the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Oh, very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faith, Ian we're losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why? Here. In Denmark! Oh dear. I've been sexton here, man and boy, 20 years.
How long will a man lie on the earth ere he rot?
In faith, if he be not rotten before he dies, we have many pocky corpses nowadays that scarce hold the laying in. He will last you some 8 year or 9 year. A tanner will last you 9 year.
Why he more than another?
Why, sir, his hide is so tanned with his trade that he'll keep out water a great while. And your water, is a sort of care of your wholesome dead body. Here's a skull now, sir. This skull is laying in the earth 3 and 10 years.
Whose was it?
A wholesome mad fellow's it was, sir. Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
A pestilence on him from my brogue. Skull, the King's Jester.
This?
Here, man.
Let me see. Alas for Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. Fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. It bore goes back 1,000 times, and now how bored my imagination is. My gorge rises at it. Here hung those lips I have kissed, I know not how long. Where be your gibes now? Gabbles, songs, and flashes of merriment that want to set the table on a roar. No one now to mock your over it. Quite chopped for. I pray thee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Was something Alexander looked of this fashion in the air?
E'en so.
It smelled so too.
E'en so, my lord.
To what base uses we may return, Horatio. Why may not imagination trace the noble dust of Alexander till he find it stopping a bungalow?
Twere to consider too curious and to consider so.
Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander returned to dust. The dust is earth. Of earth he made loam, and why of that loam whereto he was converted? Might they not stop a beer barrel? Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep it on. But soft aside. The king, the queen, the courtiers. Who is this they follow? And with such maimed rights, stop to token the cords they follow, dig with desperate hand fordo its own life. This is Laertes. They're a very noble youth. Mark.
What ceremony else? What ceremony else?
Her obsequies have been as far enlarged as we have warranty. Her death was doubtful. But the great commander who sways the order, she should in unsanctified ground be lodged to last trumpet.
Must no more be done?
No more be done. We should profane the service of the dead to sing a requiem and such rest to her as to peace-hearted soul.
Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling. The fair Ophelia.
Sweet, still sweet. Farewell. And yet thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked sweet me, and not have strewed the grave.
Treble, woeful, 10 times treble on that cursed head. These wicked deeds thy most ingenious sense of envy. Hold off the earth a while, till I have held you in mine arms once more.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them stab like wonder-wounded heroes?
Devil, take my soul!
Take thy fingers from my throat! Although I am not splendid and ratchet, I have something in me dangerous which let thy wiseness fear. Hold up your hands!
Asunder!
Hamlet!
Nay, I will fight with him upon this theme until my eyelids will no longer wag!
Oh, my son, what theme?
I loved Ophelia! 40,000 brothers could not with all that quantity of love make up my son.
What wilt thou do for her?
God forbear.
We weep, we fight, we fast, we tear at thyself. I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine? To outface me with leaping in her grave? Be very quick with her, and so will I, nay. And thou mouth, I'll rant as well as thou.
This is mere madness. And thus a while, the fit will work on him. Anon, as patient as the female dove, when that her golden couplets are disclosed, his silence will sit drooping.
What is the reason that you use me thus? I loved you ever. But it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will mew, and the dog will have his day.
Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech will put the matter to the present push. Good Gertrude, set some watch over your son. grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet shortly shall we see. Till then, in patience, our proceeding be.
That shakes our ends. Rough hew them how we will.
That is most certain.
Groped I to find them out. Had my desire. Fingered their packet where I found Horatio. Royal Navy. An exact command, larded with many several sorts of reasons, importing Denmark's health and England's too, for that. Upon the supervised, no leisure baited, no, not to stay the grinding of the axe. My head should be struck off.
It's possible.
And sat me down, devised a new commission. Would that know the effect of what I wrote?
Aye, good my lord.
An earnest conjuration from the king that the bearers be put to sudden death.
How was this sealed?
Even that was heaven ordinant. I had my father's signet in my purse, which was the model of that Danish seal.
So, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern go to.
And they did make love to their employment. They are not near my conscience. Their defeat does by their own insinuations grow.
So, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Why, what a king is this?
I think it's dead. Standing now upon. He'd have killed my king, whored my mother, popped in between the election and my hopes, and thrown out his angle for my proper life, and with such cozenage. Did not our perfect conscience acquit him with this art? And is it not to be damned to let this canker in our nature come in further evil?
And be shortly known to him from England.
It will be short. The interim is mine. A man's life, no more than to say why. But, Horatio, I am sorry that to Laertes I forgot myself. For in the image of his cause I see the portraiture of mine. I will court his favours. But sure, the bravery of his grief did put me into a towering passion.
Your lordship! Your lordship is right. Welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you, madam. Does know this waterfly?
No good, my lord.
That state is more gracious. What is a vice to know her?
Sweet lord, if your friendship were at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from his majesty.
Madam, I will receive it with all diligence and spirit. Now put your bonnet to his right use. It is for the head.
I thank your lordship. It is very hot.
No. Believe me, it is very cold. The wind is northerly.
It is indifferent cold, my lord, indeed.
Again, me think it is very sultry and hot for my complexion.
Exceedingly, my lord. It's very sultry. As 'twere. Cannot tell how. But, my lord, his majesty bade me to signify to you that he has laid a great wager on your head. My lord, this is the matter.
I beseech you, remember.
Here is newly come to court, Laertes. Believe me, an absolute gentleman of the most excellent differences, very soft society and great showing. Indeed, to speak feelingly of him, he is the card or calendar of gentry. You shall find in him the continent of what part a gentleman is.
Madam, to find and suffers no perdition in you. And I know to divide him inventorially, which is he the arithmetic of nature, I take him to be a soul of great article.
Your lordship speaks most infallibly of him.
The consonancy, madam? But why we wrap the gentleman in our more rawer breath?
Sir?
It's too difficult to understand in another tongue.
You'll do it, madam, really.
What imports the nomination of this gentleman?
Of Laertes?
Of him, madam.
I know you're not ignorant of what excellence Laertes is.
I would be did, madam, yet if you did, it would not much approve.
I mean, sir, for his weapon. But in the imputation laid upon those by them in his meed, he's unfellowed.
What's his weapon?
Rapier and dagger.
That's two of his weapons, but well.
The king, sir, hath laid that in a dozen passes between you and him, he shall not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9, and this will come to immediate trial, if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
And how if I answer no?
I mean, sir, your opposition in trial.
Madam, I will walk here in the hall. Is the breathing time of day with me? Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold his purpose. I will win for him if I can. If not, I gain nothing but my shame in the odd hits.
Shall I redeliver you in, sir?
To this effect, madam, of what flourishes your nature will.
I commend my duty to your lordship.
She is well to commend herself. No one else for her turn.
You will lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think so. Since he went to France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win against. But thou wouldst not think how ill all's here about my heart. But it is no matter.
No, my lord. If your mind dislike anything, obey it. I will forestall the repair.
and say you are not fit.
Not a whit. We defy augury. There's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. It will be now. It is not to come. It will be not to come. It will be now. It will be not now. Yet it will come. The readiness of all.
The king and queen and all are coming down.
In happy time.
The queen asked if you do some light entertainment to Laertes before you fall to play.
She well instructs me.
Come, Hamlet. Come and take this hand from me.
Give me your pardon, sir, but pardon it as you are a gentleman. His presence knows, and needs must have heard how I am punished with sword distraction. What I have done, that might your nature, on an exception roughly awake, I here proclaim was madness. Sir, in this audience, let my disclaiming from a purpose evil free me so far in your most generous thoughts. That I have shot the arrow o'er my house, and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature. I do receive your offered love like love and will not wrong it.
I will embrace it freely. Give us the foils, come on!
Come on for me!
I'll be your foil, Laertes. In my ignorance, your skill shall, like a star in the darkest night, stick fiery off indeed.
You mock me, sir.
Oh no, by this hand.
Give them the foils, young Osric. Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager.
Very well, my lord. Your grace hath laid the odds on the weaker
I
side.
do not think it. I have seen you both. But since he is bettered, we have therefore odds.
This is too heavy, let me see another.
You know this likes me well. These foils have all a length.
Aye, my lord.
If Hamlet give the first or second hit or quit in answer of the third exchange, let all the battlements their ordnance fire. The king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath, and in the cup and union shall he throw, richer than that which 4 successive kings in Denmark's crown have worn. Come, begin, and you the judge bear a wary eye.
Come on, sir.
Come, my lord.
One. No! Judgment!
A hit! A very palpable hit!
Nay, come again!
Stay, give me drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine.
Here's to thy health. Set it by a while. I'll play this bout first. Come. Another hit? What say you?
Touch a touch, I confess.
He's hot and scant of breath. Here's a napkin. Let me rub thy grass. The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray thee. Pardon me.
I dare not drink yet, madam, by and by.
Come, let me wipe thy face.
My lord, I need him now.
I do not think it.
And yet 'tis almost against my conscience.
Come, Laertes, for a third. You but dally. I pray you, ask for your best violence. I fear you make a wanton of me.
That's him now!
Come again.
Bleed on both sides! With my lord, how is
I would come to mine own spring, Joseph. I am justly killed in mine own treachery.
Look to the queen now!
What does the queen?
She swoons to see them bleed.
No! No! The drink! The drink! Oh! My dear Hamlet! The drink! Poison!
Oh, villainy! How? Let the dog be locked!
Therese, get out!
It is here, Hamlet! Hamlet, thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. In thee there is not half an hour of life. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. The foul practice has turned itself on me. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. Thy mother's poisoned. Thou can no more! The king's to blame!
Point you venom too? I'll definitely do thy work!
Yet defend me, friends, I am but
Here, thou incestuous, murderous, damned thing! Drink of this potion. Is thy union here? Follow my mother!
He is justly so. It is a poison tempered by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's debts come not upon thee, nor thine on me.
Make me freely. I follow thee. I am dead, Horatio. Thou wretched queen, adieu! Horatio, I am dead. Oh, thou livest. Report me and my cause aright to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it! I am more an antique Roman than a Dane! There is yet some liquor there!
Don't let go, by heaven, I'll have it! Oh, Horatio! What a wounded name! Things standing thus unknown shall live behind me! What warlike noise is this?
Your foot and breath come through Poland!
I die, Horatio. The potent poison quite o'ercrows my spirit. If thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity awhile, and in this harsh world draw thy breath in pain, to tell my story. The rest is silence.
No cracks and no heart! Good night, sweet prince. And flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. Now let me speak to the yet unknowing world how these things came about. So shall they hear of carnal, bloody and unnatural acts, of accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of deaths put on by cunning and forced cause. And of this upshot, purposes mistook.